Hello and welcome to the Extreme Z Podcast, the only Dokkan podcast making your favorite talk show format relevant again. I'm your host, Epic Mewtwo.
And I'm your co-host, Galen.
And welcome to episode 36 of the Extreme Z Podcast. I finally didn't say welcome back because it's not back to the 36th episode. It's just back to the episode of the podcast. How are y'all doing today? We're doing just fine.
Yep.
We're going to be talking about Saiyan Day today. Pretty excited because we're going to talk about how unexcited we were for the celebration. Unfortunately, it was a little bit lackluster this year.
Definitely.
And that's what we're going to discuss. Also, too, just an FYI before we get into the normal news section of this video, at the moment we are having some technical difficulties with Discord. So if you hear some bling, boom, boom, from Discord calls coming in and out and whatever, just don't worry about it. Because unfortunately, as much as, I would like to think that I'm all right at editing audio, if I'm in the middle of talking and the sound happens, not going to be able to get that out. But that's okay. So just be worried that might happen. Otherwise, though,
it's either this or funny phone mic.
Yeah, and trust me, you don't want the funny phone mic. It's like, if you've ever been on the stream and I use the J-Schlatt mic, you would know. You would know the suffering that you would have to endure. So, be thankful that you don't have to endure that pain.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's go ahead and get into the news. We are going to go through it quite quickly because a lot of what we're going to talk about today is going to be kind of the news. We're going to go a little bit more in depth. So let's get into it. Let's just jump right into it.
I was thinking that exact same thing.
So, the first thing we have for today is the announcement of the brand new Extreme Z SBR. In addition to this, we also have the Extreme Z Awakening for the LR SBR Gohan, being the second LR to get an EZA. Basically, this EZA SBR is how you obtain the medals, essentially, for Gohan. It's really weird. We'll go a little bit more in depth about it later, possibly. But basically, that's how you get the medals for Dokkan, is you have to beat these for Dokkan. I guess technically, to Dokkan Awaken Gohan. But you need the medals from this particular SBR that's brand new. It's a whole set of 10 stages. Type leads,
all the type ones revamped.
Yeah, and definitely made harder because now they're compensating for the fact that you'll probably have a category lead. So, because they know, because the old ones are super easy now, but obviously they didn't intend for you to use a category. Anyway, though, for Saiyan Day, we did get the announcement of a brand new Bardock. This is a Bardock that we have been A, speculating about, and B, me and Kayvon personally have been wanting this guy to come home for so long.
Exactly, yeah.
And he finally did. It is the Bardock when he's taking down Chilled. The transformation is me. When he first
funny enough, neither of us have pulled him, have we?
I know, right? I actually did give up.
Go Bros Gang.
Yeah, go Bros Gang, like if you up. I have so many coins at this point, I'm just gonna buy him when he comes back.
Probably same. Hopefully I can get the 5th year lives in Vegeta and Cell, but besides the point, that's not news.
News to me. Anyway, though, we did also have the announcement that was also in V-Jump of the brand new Team Bardock cards. These guys are akin to the free-to-play Ginyu Force, each of them having their very own card, and along with that, there being a LR Bardock team, which is really, really cool. Their art looks fire. Very, very cool. So that was teased, and then we also had, oh boy, Boss Rabbit and Kikoku. Please update it, please, bro. I'm begging you.
Revamp, please.
We also then had, this was pretty interesting. The survey ended for Dokkan. Basically, You got 3 stones if you participated in a survey that JP had. They've had this a couple of times, and it's really, really cool when they do this because it shows that they really do care about community feedback. And I mean, that's wise because they want to keep making money. They got to know what the community wants and likes. But regardless, though, it's always nice, to know that we're heard. And it's always nice to know, that they are actually taking some suggestions and stuff like that from the community. So very, very cool on that. There was a error on, not an error on JP. I believe what this was a simple notice from, we talked about in the last podcast. In fact, the whole podcast was on it. The fact that Hydros what's his name? Help me, Carrie. Hacked the world tournament, right? If you would like to check that out, we actually talked with Hydros about that on the last episode of the podcast. It was a very good time.
Yeah, it was.
But this was basically a notice saying, hey, don't do that. Just like they do a couple of world tournaments when they see that people have been hacking, they give out notices like, hey, don't, do this and that with the game.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah. So it never really goes anywhere. It's basically just a warning. It did turn out, by the way, if you would like a little follow-up from the podcast. I don't even think I actually told you this, Kayvon.
What?
I think Hydros did tweet about it, so it's not like a big secret or anything, but the account that he used last time did not get banned, but it did get all of his tournament points taken away, so he didn't get any rewards.
Oh, yeah, I think I heard about that.
Yeah. So he didn't get banned, but the rewards didn't go to him, which is what should have happened anyway. So
I mean, it's essentially.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But regardless, though, moving on, we did have the Saiyan Day login bonus and missions announced. We also had the campaign go live, which I will run through real quick, but we are going to talk about it a little bit more in depth later, so we're just going to do a quick summary. Missions, login, Bardock banner, which brought Bardock and Reddits, as well as the return of the Go Bros. Bardock's new category, the Revenge category. Is that incorrect? No, that's correct.
No, it is Revenge and Low Class Warriors.
Yeah, Revenge. So the Revenge category banner. Super sale that was kind of a super sale, but not really. Bardock's Dokkan event. The Team Bardock events. The Extreme Z SBR. Old SBR stages returned. Bardock's story event with the R Bardock that became the SR. Reset of the Elder Kai banner. Weekend stones for JP. And a new SNS campaign, which is cool. As well, terms of service updated. So, I mean, legal stuff. The banner was really good, though. Again, the banner had Go Bros, Raditz, Kid Goku is on there as well. Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, lots of cool stuff there. And basically everything else went live. The SBRs, the Dokkan event. It was really interesting to see, though, because the SBR is really unique because you get, what do you call it? You get, like, his medals from the missions, right?
Yeah, and I think you also get his, you also get the equipment.
Right, which is an interesting way that they decided to do it. So, because they introduced a couple of new equipments last update, and the new equipments you get from missions as well as his medals, and then not only that, you get the what's essentially like the SBR trophies.
Victories Light, I think is what they're called.
Right, yeah.
I don't know if this one is the same thing, but
yeah. But
Extreme Victory Light. There we go.
Yeah. But either way, though, you get them as well from the same thing. So I just thought it was interesting that they decided to do it that way.
I agree.
Because, so here, we can look at it right here, right? So the following rewards can be obtained by clearing each stage, right? So every stage, you get 2 of the trophies, which is interesting. 7 stones. You get 1 of each of the equipment, which was the crit plus attack, which was really cool because that's obviously pretty busted. Dodge and defense, and then double attack and HP. And you get those for the type that you use in the event. So very, very interesting. I believe you also get some um skill. No, wait, hold on. Clearing the versus Super AGL stage will reward Super AGL skill orbs. Clearing the Super Tech stage will reward Tech skill orbs, etc. So it's just telling you it's a type. And then so here's how you get Gohan's medals. Clear any stage 10 times, you get 5. Clear all super stages, you get 10. Clear all extreme stages, you get 10. And clear all, you get 20. And I believe you need 45 total to awaken him. Yes, that is correct. So you have to do it all if you want to awaken him. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I guess by now, because the stages are made, right, to compensate for the difficulty of categories, but they're also not impossible
Not really
with
just
120
categories,
teams.
mainly just the bustedness of units they release.
Right. So it's not like far-fetched to say that you could beat these all with 120 teams. I would recommend using a category, but at the same time, right, some people still might not have the ability to beat all of them, which I mean, like, it is endgame content, so I suppose that is understandable. But regardless, though, that's the event in a nutshell. Excuse me. So we had now every day of the week the events for all of the Team Bardock members go live. So Bardock is on Thursday. Wednesday is Fasha. Let's see. On the weekend, they're all open, which is really stupid because they don't give you the character drops on the weekend. You can only get their orbs, and it's even less orbs on the particular character's actual day. So I don't know why you would ever bother doing the weekend one, because it's just orbs and you can't get character drops. And again, it's literally even less than you would get normally.
Definitely not worth it.
Yeah, definitely not. Monday then is Borgos. Tuesday is Tora. And then I believe by that logic, who am I missing? Tora, Borgos. Oh, Shugesh then. Shugesh
How
is
could you forget our
Friday.
Lord and Savior?
Yeah, right. So that's that. We did have the SNS campaign go live. This was interesting because it was kind of different than past SNS campaigns. It wasn't the same thing as like you just click the button in the top for the Line app in Twitter. It was that you had to like interact with tweets, basically. And then as you
like
interact,
the global Facebook campaigns and Twitter campaigns, stuff like
right, right. And speaking of which, now that they have a global Twitter, or at least now that it's active, they have this campaign running simultaneously between global and JP, which is really, really
that.
cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, I was pretty happy to see that. Regardless, though, weekend missions went up. I believe there was a error with Super Battle Road. Oh, no, sorry, not an error. It was talking about how basically, like, one of the ways that they can tell if you're hacking is if you watch your Super Battle Road score, if you do it in, like, 0.5 seconds, right? They can tell that you use, like, instant win or something like that. Because that's a way that they like to catch people besides people modding in World Tournament. So they were just saying, don't do that. Is basically what the warning was saying. The only other thing, first place in the App Store for Bardock, 30 stones and a bunch of AGL orbs. Always a good time. Other than that, though, that is it. Kayvon, take it away.
All right, so for global, we essentially have all of the same stuff, minus some big stuff. We are missing the Extreme SPR on global in exchange for a battlefield, while regular SPR runs all the time for the celebration. And we also got a bunch more story events and Dokkan events live. Specifically, we got the... what is it? We got the Raditz story event, the Saiyan Warrior Race story event. What else is it? But what are they called? Yeah, it's just Saiyan Warrior Race story event. My bad. We have the Bardock's Dokkan event and the Super Saiyan 3 Bardock Dokkan event live. I don't think those are live on JP, right?
Mm-mm.
Then the Go Bros. Oh, the Go Bros make sense. Namek Goku and transforming Super Saiyan LR Gohan, which was weird considering he's not even on the banner. Actually, give me 1 second. Hold on.
Yeah.
Theo, can you take this one from me real quick?
Sure. So essentially, after that, right? We had the last battle, Goku Gohan's thing, which was a little bit weird. And then we also had the story events of the Hero's Legacy, Goku and Friends Return, and the Lord Slug story event. So,
Yeah, Lord Slug. I'm bad, brother. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Our speculation for this, by the way, is that they were trying to compensate for what JP got, because you have to understand, right? JP didn't get it was really weird. Like JP didn't get, and I'll explain this in a second because it might sound like I'm complaining, but I'm not. JP didn't get the Saiyan Warrior Race, the JP Shaft, no. The Saiyan Warrior Race, the Raditz event, the Alone Warriors Last Battle, Mass Saiyan, Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, Gobros, Namek Goku, LR Gohan, and then a Hero's Legacy Goku and Friends and Lord Slug. All of those events weren't live constantly during the event. During the celebration, rather. But Global had all of those live constantly. Which is super odd, too, considering that Super Saiyan 3 Bardock and Gobros were on both banners, and they didn't have those events up constantly for both.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah, definitely a little bit weird. And again, like Kayvon said, no idea why they chose to do Namek Goku and LR Gohan. Kind of an odd choice. Mass Saiyan, I guess, makes sense because it's just like the theme of Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. But still weird. I mean, maybe because like Goku helps the GoPros. I don't know. But our speculation for the reason why all of this is active at the moment is because they were trying to compensate for JP's new SBR. Because obviously just bringing back the old SBR doesn't really give them any, like, you know, it's not any leverage over JP.
Yeah.
But like bringing back all these events doesn't really compensate for that either because it's not new content.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Very true.
Very weird. But regardless, though, that's our kind of speculation why they did that. But yeah, none of that was concurrently active on JP.
Yeah, but besides that, the difference is Global Squad is a new item. The meat.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Salmon. Yeah, the aged meat. My favorite. But yeah, so basically we just have stamina increasing items now instead of using stones, which is very cool.
How do you get those, by the way?
Right now it's only from the login bonus and missions. You got 3 medium ones and 18 small ones. Haha, 318. Saiyan Day. Funny. But besides that, there was a bit of some little issues regarding account suspension for the World Tournament, stuff like that.
That was also to deal with the hacking thing.
Global got first place also. Funny enough, they used the Super Saiyan Bardock render on Global.
Oh, really? Yeah, they used the base one on JP.
Yeah, I guess because they expected JP to get the other app store. But I guess not. There's an issue with challenge keys. Oh, yeah, so the STR Blue Cow and Goku's event took 2 instead of 3, and they fixed it there.
Weird.
And there's an issue where stamina, the stamina meats, I guess you would call them, recovered more stamina than they actually should have. So they fixed that.
Bro, that's a good glitch, though. What do you mean?
Dokkan says no.
Unfortunate.
But besides that, every event went live, and that's about it. That's the whole celebration.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that that's so odd that they decided that, like, that's how they could compensate it. I mean, again, I don't know that for sure, but that really does feel like
Battlefield, at least. Fair. They at least have a new Battlefield, which gave us Mech Freeze and King Cold, so it wasn't too bad, but it still isn't really the same.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But yeah. Well, speaking of Saiyan Day.
Saiyajin Day? Nani? But yeah, speaking of Saiyan Day, we are going to talk about why this year's Saiyan Day was a bit of a disappointment, actually. I know it kind of sounded like that we talked about a lot of stuff here, but we realistically really didn't. There was a lot more that happened last year, and we are going to talk about that. But for now... Okay, Kayvon.
Do it now. Watch the ad.
And we have returned.
Hope you like that ad.
I hope so too. Ow! I tried to bite my straw and I bit the plastic on the water bottle.
Good job.
I don't know if the microphone picked that up, but it... Ow, my key. Anyway, moving on from that, we're here today to talk about Saiyan Day of this year. A little bit lackluster. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was kind of unfortunate because obviously the new card was so cool. A lot of people really looking forward to it. And obviously the free-to-play Bardock team, super hype. There is absolutely no denying that. But the rest of the celebration was kind of lackluster. So let's go over it again real quick. Basically, for JP, right, it was login bonus, missions, new banner, revenge banner, the Stone Sale, the new Dokkan Fest, Team Bardock, the EZA, the Return of Bardock's event, the Kai banner, the weekend missions, and the SNS campaign.
Wait, EZA?
Yeah, the EZA. Yeah. Which is not a lot, because in terms of content, I mean, if you count banners as content, then the banner, right?
Yeah.
The Revenge banner, Bardock's new Dokkan Fest, the Team Bardock event, and that's it.
Yeah.
And
not even an actual EZA.
Yeah, not even an actual... I mean, Gohan's EZA, kinda.
Well,
but
it's not an Extreme Z battle, though.
Right. I got you.
Plus, Global didn't even get that.
Right, and that's what I was going to say. For Global, right, for new content, they got the 2 new banners, Bardock's event, Team Bardock, Battlefield, and that's it.
Yep.
Because everything else was returning. Kinda... why? I don't understand. Like, if we take a look, right, we do have Saiyan Day from last year on Global pulled up, which, to my knowledge, it was the exact same on JP and Global last year.
Yeah.
Which is odd that they changed it this year, but for overall, right, for Saiyan Day last year, it was login bonus, missions, the brand new Transforming Vegeta banner, Dokkan Fest, Stone Sale, the Royal Crest that you could get from, how did you get those missions, right?
No, you're just giving them.
Oh, yeah, for login, right?
Yeah.
The Vegeta event, the Trunks event, which those were obviously not brand new, but Virtual Dokkan Clash, right? We had the EZAs for Gohan, Broly, and Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Was one of those new?
No, they were all returning, I believe.
Okay. And then the events for all 3 of them. Boss Rabbit. This was new, though. The EZA for the Blue Vegeta and the Super Saiyan Trunks, the Father-Son Gallic Gun for both of them.
Yep.
So they got that, right? They got obviously a banner, also Realm of Gods. Then we had the Hope event, Goku and Friends Return. Bardock's event, funny enough, came back, the Tree of Might, and that was it. So for last year, right, in terms of new content, we're going to consider the banners content for the sake of this, but the banner, the Dokkan event, I guess technically the Royal Crests, but it was a nice added bonus regardless.
Yeah, definitely.
Battlefield, the brand new EZA, and then I guess that's technically it. But the thing is, right, and the big difference here is that, I mean, I suppose maybe in their mind, what they were equating was that they were equating the new EZA to the new team, but it's not the same for sure.
Mm.
And it is kind of sad because this was the first time last year that they celebrated Saiyan Day the same like at the same time for Global and JP. Granted, they still did a celebration of whatever was the content from JP in previous Saiyan Days, but they just didn't call it that on Global.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about like Saiyan Day dual celebration, right?
Mm.
Because I think that they honestly could have done another Easy A, and then all of this would have kind of been remedied.
They're now what, by the way? Sorry.
I said another Easy A, like an
Yeah,
actual
they
one.
should have given Mass Saiyan the easier.
Right. That
It would have
was
fit perfectly.
perfect opportunity. Yeah. Because I think the biggest downfall, like let's talk about what they did good and what they did bad, and then how they can improve.
Mm.
What they did good for this one, right? Most certainly releasing a character that, I mean, at least for us, was highly anticipated. Obviously, theming it around the Saiyans made sense as well. Raditz being there too was kind of weird because chilled, but also made sense because it's Saiyan Day.
Yeah.
But then, besides that, though, right? Team Bardock, great idea for Saiyan Day. They're literally all Saiyans. And not only that, people have been asking for more of those Guinea Force type teams for a while. Team Bardock, Shadow Dragons, etc. So very good opportunity to be able to use Team Bardock for that. The new stages for SBR, always welcome. People love whenever they make new SBR stages. And then not only that, right, the fact that you can Dokkan Awaken a LR from them is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And it also kind of fits that they're not like new categories, but they're sort of revamps, because that's kind of how what EZAs are, right? They're revamps. So it's almost like the actual SBR itself got an EZA in a way.
True.
Right. And then obviously all the other free stones is nice, but it still feels lacking because realistically it's like you play the Vengeful Saiyan event, right? Bardock's Dokkan event one time. You play Team Bardock, every day to get that. And that was a good thought on their part though, because it gets people logging in every single day to play the game, right? To grind up the Team Bardock members. And then obviously, you're not going to be able to beat all the SBRs at once, or at least, I don't know, I wouldn't have the energy for that, certainly. But I don't think they assume that you're going to be able to beat them all at once, right? You try a couple and maybe you're good. But maybe they just think that that's so much content that it compensates, but it's not like something new, right? It's just a bunch of more of the same. Well, on Global, obviously, it was just Team Bardock and the Dokkan event, essentially.
And Battlefield.
Right, and Battlefield. Which, granted, too, again, though, I wouldn't even consider that new. Because, I mean, granted, I guess then you could apply the same logic to the SBR, but...
I mean, yeah, it's not new, but it's still at least something to do.
Right, exactly.
Which are more than random story events that don't have farmable stuff that you can't even use.
Right.
Like, the only story event that is good on Global right now is the Goku Returns event, because it has the radishes that you can get 2 Elder Kais if you really wanted to.
Right. And then, right, last year, they did the thing with the crests. They have Vegeta's Dokkan event. You play that once, maybe. Obviously, again, Battlefield was nice. And then another EZA to be able to do, right? And then, granted, like, I do think that SBR is a lot more than the EZA. And maybe it is just because Saiyan Day, like, maybe we just expect too much from it at this point.
Maybe.
Because, like, it is a cool celebration, but at the same time, it is based off of the pun of a date.
True, but with the way they hyped it up, though.
True.
Especially with Dokkan Now, and they had, like, own Twitter videos or whatever.
Right. And I think that was a big contributor. No, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, with how they hyped it up, I feel like it should have been more. Like, it's not a run of the mill celebration, but it definitely feels like one, which I feel like it shouldn't.
Right. And I 100% agree. I think that part of the problem with it was that they like hyped this up to be something super big. Like the fact that we got a Dokkan Now for this was like, oh, it's like, we got to pay attention to this. This is going to be something huge, right? And then, as it turns out, it's really not that much. Again, Bardock being there is exciting. The team Bardock is exciting, but I really do think, right? Like, the bad, it was just once you're done with the Dokkan Fest and you're done with farming them, right? You've maybe done a couple of the SBRs, unless you're really determined to beat them all. You're done. And even less on global, right?
Yeah.
Basically, once you're done with Team Bardock and you're done with the Dokkan Fest, you're done. So, really... Oh, and then, I guess the Battlefield too, but...
Yeah, but your point still stands.
Right. I really do think if they introduced another EZA, Mass Saiyan would have been perfect, especially because of the fact that not only was Super Saiyan 3 Bardock on the banner for Bardock, which fits, right? The fact that his Dokkan Fest was live on Global, because I remember Global's celebration, like, master post, I believe, went up first or something like that, or one of the master posts. And I saw that, no, it was Global's, because I remember I saw GoBros, that they were going to be up constantly, and I was like, oh, GoBros are going to be on the banner, right? And it turned out that they ended up, like, actually being on the banner. And then, by that logic, seeing that their Dokkan Fest was live constantly, I was like, oh, well, Mass Saiyan's Dokkan Fest is here constantly at the moment, right? So it only makes logical sense that his EZA would be coming with this, because if GoBros have their thing for them, then Bardock would have his thing for him. But it didn't. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point of having it? I guess just besides the theming, right? Of all the different Saiyans. And I mean, technically, we don't even know if he's a Saiyan, right? He's Mass. Who knows who it could be?
I feel like what they could have done is what they could have done is not only give Mass Saiyan an EZA, but give an item like the World Crest. Have it be like Bardock Scouter or something. Mm-hmm. Where you can trade it in. Or you could just
Saiyan Scouters.
Yeah, or you could trade it in for a copy of like Mass Saiyan and the 3 Super Saiyan Bardocks we have. Mm-hmm. The general pool ones, like the Tech, Fizz, and STR one.
Right. Because what's
up?
What did those give last time? Let me look.
The World Crest, it was Goku and Vegeta. Or Goku. Trunks and Vegeta.
Yeah, I'm trying
you just straight up got a copy of both of them.
Interesting. Here, wait. Why can I not find it now? Oh, because it's showing me Pilaf Strove.
Oh, nice.
That's not what I want. What?
But basically, my idea is basically like have Mass Saiyan's EZA, but at the same time EZA all 3 of those Super Saiyan Bardocks.
Right. Oh yeah, you're right. It was the 2 that got the EZA.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that would have been something really easy, no pun intended again.
Yeah.
To do.
Well, it's easy content too, because you have to go through Mass Saiyan once to EZA him, and then go through it 3 more times to EZA all the Super Saiyan Bardocks.
Right.
Easy content.
Or, like, they could have made one, right? They could have gave, like, the Fizz one, and then gave all the other ones something else, right? That could have been 2 EZAs right there.
Yeah. And I feel like this may be an unpopular opinion, definitely, what I'm about to say, but you know how a lot of people thought the Team Bardock would get an EZA? Mm-hmm. I feel it would have been perfect for them to release an Extreme Z area for them. Mm-hmm. Have the required units be the Bardock team and the LR. That way it could actually be a semi-difficult Extreme Z area while also being very worth it.
No, I agree.
To every member of the squad. And then, what was the last thing? The last thing I would say would make it amazing. A Bardock story event for the, like, chilled special with a farmable chilled. A farmable free-to-play TUR chilled. Because the fact, like, I get it Saiyan Day, but the fact he got no representation throughout this whole thing when Bardock is literally from fighting him is kind of dumb.
Yeah, rip my mans.
Like, that's like if you released, like, a UI Goku and there was no Jiren to go with him.
Right. Or that's like, you know how they release GoBros and, like, Broly at the same time?
Yeah.
Right? Same type of deal. It just, yeah, I don't know. I understand Reddit's because Saiyan Day, but I really do think it would have been better if they did chill. I mean, that's my bias talking, but I mean, isn't that the point of the podcast?
Exactly.
But yeah, I definitely think you're right about that. That could have been so easy. Again, no pun intended, with all those easy A's.
Yeah.
I just really wish they did something. And again, you're right. It's like the fact that they hyped it up so much was part of the problem, right? And
Yeah.
I also think, too, part of the issue, like you said, with LR Bardock, is that now that we have this sort of like precedent that LRs can easy A, because like Goku Black, everybody was like, hey, he's kind of bad, bro. And then he awakened and everybody's like, oh, sorry, I was wrong.
Yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong, the Bardock squad isn't awful, but they're definitely not like super good by any means.
They're not as big of a step up from the Ginyu Force that they should be.
Right. Like,
Ginyu Force are 2 years old.
they should
And
be.
these feel like marginally better.
Yeah. And I think that a lot of people were under that assumption because now that we know that easy A's for LRs can happen, especially considering Black and now Gohan, right?
Yeah.
I think that 100% people were expecting Bardock to easy A as well. Because, I mean, or Team Bardock, rather, because, I mean, that would only make sense.
I mean, even if they didn't, at least EZA the team.
Right.
Like,
Well, that's what I'm
in
saying.
the,
Yeah.
members,
Yeah.
not the LR.
Yeah, and that's something they could do in the future too. I guess they could easy every member of the team. But yeah, you know, it's just there's so much else they could have done. I mean, you know what I will admit though, I am kind of surprised. I mean, maybe it's just me not thinking about this, but it kind of feels like, I mean, even more content would have been so easy if they would have just popped an LR banner out. Like,
No, I can kind of understand that.
I know that, you know, a lot of people aren't necessarily fans of like them doing this whole big celebration. They're like, surprise, more units to summon for, right? But at the same time, I mean, despite what you think about that, it always brings more content to do. And I'm not even talking about the banner. It just brings more stuff to do for the game.
Yeah.
So even that could have been easy. And I mean, there's so many like LR possibilities that
LR chilled.
right. Yeah, LR chilled they could have done, which it would have been kind of a strange LR, I will admit, but
It would have.
they could have done chilled, right? They could have even done like Frieza throwing the thing in Bardock, like going back in time or something.
That would have been cool.
They could have, I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff that they could have done, but
Yeah.
I will say though, one thing that I think is interesting is this SNS campaign.
Yeah.
It was cool that they did it this way because obviously it's you know, it's kind of like a game, right? Because they make it like it was on Facebook and Twitter. But they make it so that like you have to, you know, guess the different things and whatnot. You know, you have to guess like which apes are which or like whatever, and then interaction and stuff like that. And the goofiest one, I will admit, the goofiest one was which one is Chilled's feet?
Yeah, my favorite question.
Like, who at Bandai or Akatsuki or whoever runs the Twitter by technicality was like, you know what? Let's make a question about feet. I'm sure that'll go over. Like alien feet, nonetheless. Like,
Yep.
I'm sure that will go over perfect with our, you know, our fan base.
Definitely.
Such an odd question. But I mean, it's fun. Like, that was good because obviously it is a lot more like free stones and stuff. But I will say, like, the general consensus from people that it seems like is that this celebration has kind of been a letdown.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I almost feel like, and again, maybe this is just me like speculating. I mean, again, this is our podcast. We can do whatever we want. But I sort of feel like that because of the last celebrations and how Dokkan markets itself and how Dokkan hypes up what it does, it it gives people a higher expectation of celebrations than I think Bandai has a self-standard set. Bandai or Akatsuki has a self-standard set for themselves, right? Because I feel like for them, I mean, clearly if they released it, they thought it was okay. But I almost get the feeling that, like, they think that this sort of standard for a celebration is okay. And, like, again, what, like, we said the good things about the celebration, but this honestly felt a lot more like a standard celebration, or just like a standard campaign, rather, than a full-on celebration of a certain event or something like that. Because, like, what I don't understand, I guess, is maybe their logic. Because, like, why would you not want to go all out? Isn't the point of the game to keep people in the app and therefore keep people spending money?
Yeah.
So why would you not do everything that you can in your power to keep people playing the game, even if that means throwing a couple of extra orange rocks at your audience? I don't get the reason to hold back, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they do better next year. Again, like we were saying, there's lots of other things that they can do. Who do you think, I will say this, who do you think they'll do for next year? Because we've had Transforming Vegeta now and Bardock, right? And obviously for Saiyan Day, they have to do a Saiyan. Because they're like, they've kind of covered every, like, Goku has
a King Vegeta.
That would be cool. Because, like, Broly has 1.5 billion cards now, right? Goku has 1.5 billion cards. Vegeta has basically every transformation represented.
King Vegeta doesn't have anything, man. Give my man some respect.
That's true. He has, does he not have, like, one Super Strike or something like that?
Yeah, only a Super Strike.
Yeah. And he even has that art from the Broly story event that was really cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, that would be an easy card art right there. Slap that boy on a card. Let's see, what else? Well, obviously now Bardock is kind of represented. I mean, we have Super Saiyan 3, Master Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2. I mean, Gohan could use some more representation, though even he has gotten some banger cards in more recent time.
Ultimate Gohan or a BoJack movie Gohan? That could be cool.
True, BoJack movie Gohan. Don't make him as busted as Legends, please. I do think that would be cool, though. I mean, granted, and I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but, like, a lot of the Super Saiyan 4 transformations for the Saiyans aren't represented yet. Super Saiyan 4 Bardock, Super Saiyan 4 Broly, Super Saiyan 4 Gohan. Just saying, bro. No pun intended.
One day we'll get Heroes Dokkan Fest.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Bro, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito? I don't know. I do think, though, for the Saiyan Day...
Anyways.
Well, real quick. I do think for the Saiyan Day ones, they should keep it as, like, just the standard Saiyan. So maybe not Gohan because he's a hybrid, but...
Yeah, fair.
Like, I do think that, like, they shouldn't do fusions, or they shouldn't do, like, variations, like Goku Black or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think that they should just stick to the Saiyans. TM.
Trademarked.
Yeah. Like, they could do, bro, give Nappa some love, give him a card, give, like, when him and Vegeta came down to Earth in the city, that would be a really cool LR, or just a card in general, right?
LR Raditz.
Bruh. People have really wanted, like, a Dokkan Fest between, like, a really good-looking, Kaioken Goku and Gallic Gun Vegeta.
Yeah. I feel like that might be Golden Week, honestly.
Maybe. We'll have to see. I do suppose, and I mean, I guess this doesn't necessarily help the fact of the banner, but you do have to keep in mind, I mean, I suppose JP specifically has a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. We have SSBK next, and then after that should be Golden Week, whatever that will be. Global has
Android 13.
and then what's next after that? 5th year? Or there's something in between. What is it?
Your favorite LR Gumku.
Oh, my mans! And then what about after that?
Probably. Oh yeah, then it's Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Majin Vegeta, and then probably going to be Beerus.
And then 5th year.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So Global has a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. I mean, like, it stinks because, like, in this situation, I can't even say, like, that the lack of content was good because you could just save stones for those things coming up, but they didn't give you, like...
Except those of us who use 300 stones on the banner.
I mean, I used 600 deep now, maybe?
Yeah. Hey, you pulled 2 Gribblers in one multi. Don't complain.
Oh, no. I'm definitely not mad about the pulls. I pulled a couple copies of Raditz. I think there was only like 1 unit I pulled off of the Dokkan Fest why I said I couldn't use. So even though I didn't get my boy, I am quite satisfied with what I pulled. Again, since I pulled those Go Bros, I'll just use the red coins to get Bardock. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Anyhow, though, any other closing
I think we
thoughts?
got our points across.
Yeah.
Make next year better. Or give us a part 2 out of nowhere, please.
Well, that's not going to happen, I don't think.
Hey, man, you never know.
That's true. This celebration, doesn't it end the 2nd, right?
Yeah, it's the 1st, actually.
Oh, okay. Which is, yeah, an April Fool's joke in and of itself.
Yeah.
But it is kind of weird because, like, obviously Saiyan Day was the 18th. I mean, I guess that is a 2-week celebration, but it really has felt like not a lot of content for a while.
Definitely.
But, because, yeah. Anyhow, though,
we can only hope for next time.
Yeah, make it beefier. We do really enjoy, though, doing these videos where we sort of compare these celebrations. Because I think it's really interesting, and I think that like the celebrations kind of don't get compared like this maybe as often as they could be. So I always think that it's really interesting to kind of look back and see what we have between them. But yeah, hopefully they do better next time. Of course, next week we will have you on whatever's coming next down the pipeline. I am very excited for SSBK on JP, though I know it's going to be kind of funny because, like, global players are, always look forward to what's next on JP, and they're always looking to JP for the new stuff. And then, like, JP's going to have all of this new, like, or not new, but, like, new to JP, and then all global players are going to be like, yeah, I don't care.
I mean, that is until they release some sort of new story event or LR and people call Global Shaft.
True.
Looking forward to it.
They probably will do that. Didn't they do that for the last global first card?
Yeah, they did it with Hit, they did it with Broly and Go Bros.
Yeah.
They're doing it with Blue Kaioken and Goku. We already know.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of hoping for that.
I mean, hey, guys, I'd be down to see a new story event.
Good. And a new LR. I don't know what it would be, but...
Yeah.
Yo, hit Jiren and Gogeta? I know it's not going to happen, but...
Oh my god. It's okay, Heroes nerd.
Alright, I think it's time to end before I get too far.
Alright.
Thank you guys for watching. Much appreciated as always. Definitely let us know what you thought of this year's Saiyan Day in the comments section below. Definitely. Let us know what you think could have been improved and some things you think that they could do for next year. And from all of us here at the Extreme Z Podcast, we will see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.